Work on the greenways. Dr. Nancy Gassman. I complained to you that Fern Forest didn't have the money to finish the rewatering project for Fern Forest. You gave us the money to final job, and now Fern Forest is the wonderful place that it is. Your coworker and boss, Dr. Jennifer Gerardo, I wish she was here. I complained to her, and I mean a lot, that the man who created this entire water management system that we're all very proud of, we get a lot of press for, we get a lot of good news about it, was lost into history. Jennifer and John Krause changed all that. There's now a big sign on Wiles Road that acknowledges the man who created all this and started moving things forward. The rest of you people at EPD, the ones I affectionately call the water cops, I won't be here to clean up after you anymore, so knock that off. My friends at Fern Forest, Nikki and Ron, I got a real beef with you folks. My job used to be easy. Somebody complained that they had a puddle in their front yard. I just threw in a street drain, piped it to a canal, problem solved. It worked so well, somebody complained that their neighbors were playing the radio too loud. I put in a street drain, drained it to the canal, and problem solved. You changed all that. After I met you and your fellow naturalists, Linda Briggs and Pat Howell, you didn't get off the hook there, Miss Howell. My life got very complicated. You guys walked me through a wonderful place like this and other wetlands and showed that these sites were being impacted, possibly by our operations, even though we didn't mean to. And you asked for help, and you asked me, hey, could you flood this place? Boy, can I flood this place. It complicated my life. It changed my life. Nothing was as easy as it was before. Every time I sat down to help design drainage for a roadway, I said, okay, how can we do this to help Fern Forest? Every time I sat down with a developer, how can we direct their water so it helps them, but it also helps the wetlands? Headaches after headaches because I met you people. The change was permanent. My life changed completely, and it continues today. My fellow water managers in the office, I wish Margie was here because I had a really wisecrack about WWS, but I'll let that go. Mr. Spencer, you and I hit it off the minute you started working for the county. We seem to be on the same page. As the years went by, your job went one direction, mine went the other, but we always stayed side by side. We seek each other out to solve problems. Sometimes we faked it. But you're the new old guy. Your coworkers, everybody looking for answers. The best advice I can give you is make it up. just make it up. They need something. Where's my buddy Rianne? All right, I got bad news for you, lady. You can never leave water management division. Ever. You are the glue that holds this place together. You keep us from tearing each other apart. You've managed to tell even me, hey Dave, you're being a jerk, without, hey Dave, you're being a jerk. It works very well. You are stuck here forever. If I ever hear that you are leaving, you will have to be answering to me. My friends in the field crews, and I'll stand very close to him while I do this. My grief with you is, I mean, I can't even describe how upset I am with you guys. You set the bar so high with the way you do your job, the professionalism, the way you dedicate yourself. You made the rest of us look ordinary. And every time we tried to reach up to your level, you just raised the bar even higher. Thank you for letting me be part of your team. I got a promotion because of these gentlemen.
They're still waiting for their money.
Trying to help you guys out.
But
Got a pocket full of it too.
field crews and the office crews, you guys are the best that there is for doing a job. When you know you're right and you need to do the things you need to do, you don't need advice because you're too good at what you do. You don't need advice, but I'm going to give you one. Don't let anybody, including my friends, the water cops, change your mind. Just do it. Miss Carol Morgenstern.
Here we go.
Paybacks.
You and I have been working together for a very long time. You're like a baby. You're like a baby sister to me. A bratty baby sister to me. This young lady was never satisfied. Probably the worst example was Think Waters Island. Dave, I need water here. I looked around, we surveyed the heck out of it. I'm sorry, Carol, I don't see a chance to put water in this wetland. Not a good enough answer. To satisfy this young lady, we had to reach 1.5 miles into Miami-Dade County to find a source of water to get water to her wetland. But Carol, every project you and I did, and there's been quite a few, all of them were successful. Every single one. I don't think too many folks can wrap their mind around what her and I managed to do together as a team. And I look forward to the next 6 or 8 of them that we have to do. Joseph James Catalano. What would my life be like without Joe Cat?
Ours too. Yeah, ours too.
He was my little boy's first best buddy, JoJo. His mother panicked the first time she got in the car that she wasn't in because Joe was in it. He was just amazing. For 35 years, Joe Cat, we've been good buddies. We spent a lot of happy times together, joyful times. We were there to lean on each other during very few tough times. Now you've added the beautiful and energetic Fran to our lives. So I'm going to give this friendship another 35 years, see how it pans out. My son Robert,
Sitting down.
my daughter Eva, my second son Andy. What a joy it's been watching you guys tackling the challenges you face today because of the decisions that we all made in the past. You bring much joy to your mom as you do these battles. And as long as I see folks like you facing the challenges the way you do and the way you react to them, I know that our future is fine. Granddaughter Morgan. Daughter with food in your mouth.
Doesn't end.
You are surrounded by love here in South Florida. And in the summer, she'll become a teenager. And she's got a job for herself. She will have a new cousin that'll be born in July. And your job will be to show that new baby, I shouldn't say young lady,
Yeah, watch your
that
mouth.
she too is surrounded by love And don't forget, I have not forgot about the balloon.
It's a boy.
To my mother-in-law, Mima. Many years ago, you allowed me to join your family. A wonderful, wonderful family. Not a family is perfect, but yours is darn close. And it all starts with you. Thank you for pulling away from Puerto Rico early to help get this party ready. Love you, Mima. Thank you.
Ma!
And lastly, my sweet Mary Ellen. Where's she at? There she is. Give me another glass of wine.
It's empty.
I wanted to tell you how we met. It was very romantic. She kind of discussed it a little bit. She manages those parks like she mentioned. Unfortunately for her, there was a water supply well on one of them. And she got a letter from the Welfare Protection Water Cops. Who said, start doing this or you're going to be fined $10,000. Matter of fact, I remember letters mentioning something about 30 days in jail.
Then she married you.
As she mentioned, she couldn't get a straight answer out of anybody. And she called around, she ran across an old friend of ours named Don Charlton. And Don used to work with the water cops. He wasn't a water cop, but he used to work with them. So he knew about the Welfare Protection Program and what the rules and regulations were, and there's a lot of them. And so he went out there and showed her, no problem. You know, the well's on your site. All you do is mow the grass. You don't store a bunch of chemicals and stuff. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. She appreciated finding a bureaucrat that answered her questions, which kind of caught her off guard. And she said, I got this park with a lake on it. It's full of Brazilian pepper and all kinds of nasties. And I'd like to tear all that out there and plant native plants and plant some wetlands for wildlife. Don says, I got just the guy for you. It took me a couple weeks to get to her place because we don't work there very much. Rich, we don't go near Federal Highway a whole lot. Too much traffic, not enough good restaurants. So it took me those few weeks to get there, so I knocked on the door, and like she said, I knocked on the door. I said, hi, I'm Dave Marker from Water Management. She mistook me for one of the water cops. She got right in my face and told me what I could do with my ordinance and what she thought of water cops in general. I fell in love immediately. As romantic as that sounds, folks, after all these years, I know why the lady married me. She needs another pair of eyes in the house to help find her car keys.
More than.
What do you think was doing it before?
Yes. That's why my stepdaughter loves me. Not because I'm the guy I am, because it took the pressure off her. She can go meet Andy and get married to him while I'm looking for car keys. Well, sweetie, starting March 1st, we're going to have all the time in the world to look for those car keys. And when we find them, we'll just toss them in a corner and start looking for them again. It's going to be very wonderful, sweetheart. Thank you all for showing up.